Good morning. It's Tuesday. I think it's June 30th. End of the month already. I did want to touch just a few more minutes this morning. And I mentioned yesterday about having gratitude. My mom called yesterday. My dad is in the hospital. So, I guess the immediate reaction could be, what more? I can't take any more. Why does this happen to me? Well, number one, it's not happening to us. I think we often forget that. Many things we get mad about really aren't happening to us. We make them about us somehow. My dad's going to be fine. His oxygen was low. He has bronchitis, and sometimes he has COPD. So he'll be fine. They just have to monitor his heart, and they have to keep an eye on him. And why am I not kind of freaking out? Because I practice gratitude and being happy for everything in this world every day, and I really try to practice that. I used to be a very pessimistic person. I work in IT. I used to be very black and white. Well, let's say, way before that, I was artistic. When I was a child, I wanted to be an artist. And I shifted into the logical sense and pretty much lived exactly like a man for almost 20 years. I became logical. I fought to be accepted in that area. I would work 60 to 80 hours a week. I was on call 24/7. I made the almost six-figure salary, maybe a couple grand from it. Well, I worked a lot. And that's pretty much what I can say for that, because you can't get that time back. Funny how our priorities shift. Hopefully people will start realizing that when they're a little younger than me. And it's changing a lot now for the women in the workplace. That's another conversation in itself, but times are changing. Some suggestions I would recommend, I just read. Even if you like, any fiction, nonfiction, anything that lifts your spirits. I love audiobooks because I'm driving a lot. And reading makes me a little tired. So I go through audiobooks like mad. I'm actually a member of Scribe, so I can get unlimited. You can get them from Amazon Prime too. But what I just got finished reading was The Alchemist. Beautiful story, and the audiobook that I listened to was narrated by Jeremy Irons. It's probably the best narration of an audiobook I've seen. It kept me interested the whole time. Very rare. Usually the subject matter keeps me interested. In this case, his voice and his acting came through on an audiobook. Pretty sweet. The other book that I'm reading is E Cubed. Boy, I'll tell you, this part of the road is just bouncing all over. Might be my car telling me, get tires. I'm sorry. But E Cubed, I don't have the audiobook version. And the other reason I didn't is because there is a book before that, E Squared. There's exercises and labs in these books, so I get the versions that I can print out. I actually did, it's how to shift your mindset, and I did one for each one of the 12, I guess they're called worldviews, and it really helps you shift your mindset. That's a suggestion, and I love the lab exercises, and she speaks like a regular human, and you're not going on Google, to try to figure out what every other word meant, or going, oh, this is a little too far out there for me. I'm very kind of out there, but a lot of people don't. They want more grounded materials. Now, happened to run across someone, a fellow gem lover. Never would have expected it in the person. She actually practices Reiki, law of attraction, everything. Kind of amazing. It's another very analytical person. It's very kind of on the down low. And she pointed me to a lady, I don't know how I've never ran into, Dawn Clark. And I don't know, maybe she's not just super out there pushing or I just haven't ran across her. Well, oftentimes I run across the ones on Hay House. But she has a 3-video free series, or a free 3-video series on changing your mindset and actually working that with success and money. Now, I'm really not as concerned about money as I used to be. To be honest with you, I used to be a little bit different in that, and I don't need as much. I guess I see different priorities in life. If I can make it and have a little bit of pocket cash, sweetness for me. I want to get some gemstones, get more certifications, but I don't need the 7-figure. I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably end up giving most of it away, and maybe I'd reinvest in my business side, but I don't know. Maybe that's why I don't have a lot of money, because I'd probably not do well with it and give a lot of it away. But what I love about this video series is her voice is so interesting, and I have a very low attention span, that I watched all 3 videos last night. They must have been like 45 minutes a piece at least. I was up pretty late, and I loved it. I wrote down notes. That's the first one I've done in a good while where I took notes like I was in class, and I have 4 or 5 pages of notes. I wrote down all of her bullet items, all of her suggestions, and it is a really good idea to shift your mindset. I'm really so impressed with this. Just different ideas, and I would go into it a little bit more, but you'd probably go, what are you talking about? And the one term is hard to explain. It's a metamorphic field around you, and I'm not even saying that right. But it's actually based on science, and she uses computer analogy terms a lot, so the more analytical in us can understand that and come to grips with what she's trying to say. Makes total sense, and there's scientific studies to back up her theories. So that's another option. Those are just a couple of hints. And also in the E-Cubed, they even have nice 3-day experiments. Get up every morning, and for 3 to 5 minutes, play one of your favorite happy songs. She gives a list of suggestions. Of course, one of my favorites was on there, 3 Little Birds by Bob Marley, because when I hear that song, I just feel everything is going to be all right, and I just start jamming. And that's one thing to do in the morning. Simple suggestion like that. Doesn't take any more time in your day. You can do it while you're brushing your teeth, jam it on your cell phone, and it shifts your mindset. You have to read it. It's really worth it. I'm almost done with the book. I'm printing out labs. I'm starting to do some of the experiments now. I think I'm far enough in it. So those were my suggestions for just gratitude, raising your mindset up into a higher place. And I wanted to touch a little quickly, not to get you scared or anything, but if you're living with someone who's going through chemo treatments, the doctor's probably already told you, and if they haven't or you're preparing for it, you will need to keep your space a little cleaner. Not all of us are super neat freaks, but you do want to be just cognizant of what happens when they go through treatment. Their immune systems get lower, and it's harder for them to fight off infection. So you will want to make sure when people are around your loved one or yourself that they're not sick, or have the patient wear a mask, and just keep things a little cleaner, and just keep things picked up. You might have to watch a little more with little kids. There's so many germs. But just a couple of suggestions. It's just a quick tip that could help you start getting things ready, or just give you some ideas. And keep on trying to be happy. Keep on spreading love and light. Blessings to you, and have a wonderful day.